personally, because of my military service, I've seen a lot of things that really bothered my spirit. That includes the PTSD suicide rates and the homelessness for veterans. And this is not just a Republican or a Democratic issue. This is an American issue. And the point that I want to drive is I started to pray because I gave a speech on how I met this man, and we was having a conversation, and he was saying that it came out that I'm a vet, and he was like, "Why would you do that?" And he started telling me about his uncle and how his uncle struggled to adjust to coming out of the military. And I started thinking about my own personal transition, and I started talking to some of my buddies in their transition process, and I started noticing these same issues keep coming about. And I'm like, why is this happening? And I started to look at how I transitioned out of the military. And I started to see these things, and they become so repetitive. And everybody talks about the PTSD suicide rates. And just a couple of days ago, I just found out last night, a buddy of mine who I served in Iraq with, walked out, took a loaded gun, walked in the middle of the street and killed himself. And I just found this out last night. And ever since I came out publicly stepping on veterans issues, I carry this burden because people constantly telling me every day, I know this person, they're killing themselves because they can't adjust. It's something wrong with the transition process. And so as I prayed and I asked God, what can I do to help these individuals? And he told me, utilize what is now titled the transition units theory. This concept is designed to take veterans out of the military units while they're still serving their last 3 to 6 months and let them prepare and start to train as if they're preparing to become civilians, learning the civilian market, learning how to talk to civilians, learning how to conduct themselves, because there's a difference in how it's done. And I like to use the term too easy, 2 words. And in the military, when you use the term too easy, it's a, hey, good job, young man. It's a pat on the back. Go ahead, young soldier, make that happen. But when I personally experienced this was, when I use that term too easy, people kind of, what's wrong with this guy? He's kind of cocky. He's arrogant. I don't like this guy. And it was a misinterpretation in communication. And I noticed that on job applications, I talk to see these guys, and some of these guys put in 10,000 applications in jobs, and they say, well, you're overqualified for the minimum wage job. But we choose somebody else. You're not the best fit for the job that we have here now. So imagine what that does to you. If you go, you fight for your country, you come home, but you're not qualified. You're not the guy that they want to work for them. What does that do when you provide for your family? You can save lives in combat, but you can't protect your family financially. You can't provide a roof over their head. What does that do to your self-esteem personally? And this is what I'm proposing, is to put a change to these issues, because this is a national issue. This isn't and everyone in their family has someone that served. I don't care if it's an uncle, if it's an aunt, if it's a cousin, if it's a brother, if it's a mother, if it's a father, if it's an aunt, or if it's an uncle. If it's a great-grandfather or a great-grandmother, there's somebody. And I come from a strong military family, and I see this even throughout my family. My uncle's a retired sergeant major who worked in the Pentagon during 9/11. He was late for work that day. And the reason why the plane didn't hit him in his office was because he was late that day. The first day he was late for work in 30 years. My dad served. His brother served. My grandfather served in World War II. Well, my great-grandfather served in World War II. My brother served in Iraq. I served 3 tours in Iraq. And finding jobs seems to be an issue for vets who are saying, I'm willing to sacrifice my life for the opportunities. This is a country of opportunities. And for those who make the sacrifice for those opportunities and believe these opportunities are suffering. And I think that we should be able to fix these issues and solve this issue as a nation. And so currently I went to the Arizona Military House and Veterans Committee on March 25th. I gave a presentation on this concept. They thought it was a great idea because I'm attacking the transition issue. It's a proactive approach and not a reactive approach. Representative Jay Lawrence thought it was great. He gave me positive feedback. I got no negative pushback when I gave the presentation. It's just been receiving a lot of good and positive feedback because of that. And so I also started a petition on change.org that says we can save nearly 2 million veterans Because at the moment, there's 181,000 vets are leaving the military every year. That's the trend right now. And those are the DOD reports from 2017. And since this is what the DOD is reporting, in the course of 2 years, we can really help 2 million veterans by attacking the transition issue. Not waiting until they become in the civilian war, because then it's too late. That's what the problem is. They can't find a job. They don't know about entrepreneurship. They don't know about the SBA. Because why? They don't have the networks connected. Why? Because you're overseas. By the time I came home from my third deployment, I was just hitting my 6-year mark. Half of my time was combat related. What about the training time? I didn't have the time to network, to talk to people. So I need that time to learn. Learn how to network with individuals so I could progress in a career, you know? And that is an issue because these vets are not having those opportunities presented. And we're not asking for a handout, we're asking them to take the skills that they already have and assist them in leveraging those skills so they can be more productive in this country and we can decrease these PTSD suicide rates. And it's a very sad issue because who goes and says, I'm gonna lay down my life to defend this Constitution, to defend these rights, and then come home and put a gun to their head and kill themselves in the middle of the street? I think it's awful.
Yes.
You know? And it's something that we can do and we can do better of. And we just gotta bring it out, speak out on it, and bring more awareness to it. Because in doing so, that's how we create the change in this problem. And like I said, it's not just a Republican thing, it's an American thing. And as Americans, we need to come together and make that happen. So, thank you all for your time. Does anyone have any questions or anything like that? Yes, sir.
I just